am the owner and founder of 3Ps Training and Coaching Solutions. Also, you may have seen me online under hashtag Pivot Seekers. Thank you so much for your time. I don't take that for granted. Welcome to officially my YouTube channel. I just wanted to introduce myself, and I just want to let you know now that you're going to get a little bit of my quirkiness, a little bit of my awkward, a little bit of my intensity, because when I'm speaking about something that I'm really passionate about, you're going to get all of that from me. So I love to share what I know and what I've learned. My life has been just a whole lot of pivots and transitions and reinventions, and I just honestly believe that I am able to speak to that for someone else, because it does require a lot of getting over your fears, pushing past your fears even when you feel them. It requires a lot of changing the way you think about things, reframing thoughts, which is really hard. To tell you honestly, I've been at this for over 20 years and I'm still reframing thoughts and still having to change the way I think about things. Also, I have a terrible memory. So you will see me glancing at my notes from time to time just to make sure I stay on track, because like I said, I can be pretty intense and I can ramble. So when you see me looking at my notes, just understand I'm trying to stay on track so I don't sit here and hold you with too much information. So basically, my point here is something that Pastor Darius Daniel said to us before, which is that we have to learn how to name it and tame it. When you really want to change in your life, you have to sit down and take the time to know why you need the change and what you need to do about it. A lot of times we try to jump into this process in different places, but in reality, it really is a process. It's like a project. And I've talked about this before. If you've read my blog yet, which you can read that at www.pivotseekers.com. If you have not, it's okay. I'll explain it here. But when you're wanting to make a change, let's say, for instance, you want to lose weight and you want to lose 40 pounds, right? So you have to make a decision why you're doing it. A lot of us just jump right in and we start trying to lose the weight, right? But we don't take the time to do the research for what's going to work best for us. We just try to do what everyone else has been doing. We're doing it for the wrong reasons, maybe because somebody said something to us, so we're trying to do it to please people. Maybe we're trying to do it because of our health. We need to know exactly what that reason is before we actually get started, because when things get hard, what's going to sustain you? And so that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about dealing with how you think about it and reframing the way you think about it so that you can be more successful at it, right? So naming and taming. What do I need to do? What changes do I need to make right now? How do I make that happen? When I say taming, we're talking about putting those measures into place, the priorities, the boundaries, all those things that need to be put in place to keep us on track, right? If you're starting a business, look, I've been living that for the last 10 years, starting and stopping. And here in this moment, I've made a decision. I'm not stopping this time. So I have to put things into place, people and processes and systems into place to keep myself on track so that I don't allow discouragement to keep me. Because what I'm learning is that it's not as easy as it looks. You don't just turn on a camera and keep it a moving. It takes a lot of mind game too, because you're doing all of this and you feel like you're not speaking to anyone. But the beauty is that eventually you will, right? So it's all part of that process. So like I said, all of those statements can be successful pivots, right? So it could be anything from losing weight. Maybe you need to go back to school, you need another job, you want to start a business, you need to come out of a toxic relationship. You need to know yourself more because you feel like you don't love yourself the way that you should, and you don't really know what you want because you don't know you. That is normal, okay? I'm in my 40s now, and I could tell you I did not start that process until probably my mid-30s. And that's normal for us because we jump into life and we end up allowing our lives to be about everyone else and not ourselves, right? So if that's where you are, I'm your girl, all right? So let's see, what are we missing here? Ignorance. I have a pet peeve for ignorance, right? So first I'll say that I am the pivot seeker. I am always looking for ways to elevate in some way, to be better. That's just who I am. It's my wiring. It comes natural for me. So I make it look easy when I make these pivots. Just recently I had a friend of mine who has a huge pivot in front of her to relocate to another state for a job. things are not going to look the way that she wants them to look, right? It's just how it is sometimes. Sometimes pivots don't come nice and neatly packed. In her instance, it's pretty neatly packed compared to the ones I've made in the past, where I've had to make the decision. I've had homelessness in the process, which was probably an irrational pivot, but it was a pivot that was needed. All right. So sometimes you have to make the decision and you have to make the move. And anytime you decide to have any type of change, there's going to be some type of friction. So just be ready for that. There's always going to be some type of friction when you're initiating change, transformation in any way. So just wanted to point that out to you. But yeah, so ignorance. It's a pet peeve of mine. I feel like we have so much information out there. If you've read my blog, I talk about the 5 biggest lies that we tell ourselves about change. One of those lies is, I don't know how. There's so much information now. We are living through the information age. There are groups you can find to help you, coaches, mentors, ministries, books, ebooks, podcasts, YouTube videos. There's information everywhere, but the problem with that is there's information everywhere and you don't know how to apply it. It's too much. Even starting a business, there's information everywhere about this. How does it specifically relate to you, your wiring, and where you want to go? That's the question, and that's where strategy and support come in. You need strategy and you need support. So that's why we're here. That's what the Pivot Seekers is about. And that's what we do at 3Ps Training and Coaching Solutions. We provide strategy and support so that you can make the best decision. All right? Because if you don't, you're going to find yourself going in circles or spinning your wheels. And that's where we end up losing our confidence. So let's see what else here. I think that's about it. If you want more information on the framework, there is a promo video that I posted, a voiceover video kind of explaining why we're doing what we're doing and exactly what that framework looks like. I write about it a lot when I'm on my blog. I am going to do some videos going over blog posts every week because I know some of us don't really want to sit down and read. I typically pour out most of my heart and my information through my writing. So what I'll do is I'll just take and do a recap over those blog posts and videos if that's helpful to you. But I just wanted to introduce myself. I will be always as transparent as possible. I am a disabled veteran. I do have a battle with major depression that I have been managing over the years, much better now in my 40s than in my 20s. I have 4 daughters. I am a grandmother now. And so life is looking great, and I'm really in a big pivot for myself, just staying on the track that I've dreamt of being on my whole life. So I'm pivoting with you. So please click over to our website, www.pivotseekers.com. Check out. We're going to be offering some virtual and in-person strategy sessions coming up. I'm thinking about what I'm going to do is offer office hours for specific strategy sessions, just something small to get an introduction into what the coaching and the training will look like. But just stay connected, get connected with us on the website, and I'll have more information about that coming soon. Other than that, find me on TikTok at Nikki Cates, LLC, and let me know what you're thinking. What is your next big pivot? Bye.